Hello, everybody, and welcome to this little kind of read with me, maybe sort of a vlog. I'm terrible at them, I've never really done them, but as you can see, it is for Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. If you watch my July wrap-up, you know that I finished this book like 11:30 at night on July 31st, so it just snuck in under the wire, and I rated it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. But right now, you see me kind of in bed reading. I do most of my reading in bed. I have lower back problems, so my bed is actually the most comfortable place for me to sit in for long periods of time. And also, I'm under right there. That gray blanket is actually a 15-pound weighted blanket. I have anxiety and it's really good for me. I like that kind of heavy pressure on my body, which probably sounds weird, but just trust me when I say it's oddly comforting and I like it. I should probably note that I'm supposedly a very fast reader. When I was a kid, my parents once clocked how fast I could read because they didn't believe me, and it turned out I read something like 100 pages per hour, which they are still kind of very confused by. They were just amazed by that. But I think I read relatively quickly. One, because I read a lot, and so after a while it just sort of happens. And then also I'm a block reader. I don't really read line by line. I just sort of read chunks of the page, and I don't even read them like linearly. I don't read them top to bottom. I don't read them in any sensical manner. I'm kind of block reading different chunks through the page at different times, and then my brain sort of processes it all so it makes sense, and then I move on. It's really strange. I'm not good at explaining it because I don't actively think about it all that much, but people are usually amazed by how fast I read. But most of my friends have just sort of realized that it's a thing. I just read fast, and that's just how it is. This was my first day picking up Spinning Silver. I really didn't get that far. I didn't have that much time to read. I mean, I was pretty much reading, but I have high-functioning ADHD, so I would frequently get very distracted, which meant I just kind of got on my iPad and like watched YouTube or other things. But that was primarily how I would be distracted. And I don't make a lot of facial expressions or anything when I read, hence I'm pretty blank-faced and stone-faced. There are times where, as I say, the feels become so much that I have to actually put a bookmark in the book and like put it down or something and kind of flail weirdly, which is probably another good reason that I read in my bedroom, so that nobody can see a lot of this strangeness that goes on, because it seriously is kind of strange. But yeah, that first night I didn't really get that far. Again, I kept getting distracted, but as you can see, it's the next day. I'm in a completely different shirt. It's far brighter outside. And I also have headphones in, as you can probably notice. I'm always listening to something, even when I read. Though you didn't see me with headphones in those earlier clips, I was playing music on my iPad. And also sometimes I listen to audiobooks while I read other books. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, I know. But then again, I don't really make a lot of sense, so there you go. And yes, that is a teddy bear that I'm kind of using like a pillow. His name is Benny, and he's very comfortable. And yeah, I'm reaching for some water because I gotta stay hydrated with all the working out that I do, and just because it's, you know, hot as hell where I live. Okay, so I'm on page 151 of Spinning Silver, and like, guys, it's so fucking good. Like, it's so fucking good. I'm just... Naomi Novik has a talent for fairy tales that have a hint of menace, and I just adore it. Like, I'm here for Miriam and her, you know, ice cold Starik. I'm gonna put this on the screen so you can see how it's spelled. Starik is sort of what I'm imagining, or Starik is sort of what I'm imagining in my head, but like, there's so many good things happening, and I'm like so here for it. Yeah, so this is actually later that same day. This is the 31st. I changed my clothes because obviously I was like, beforehand it was pretty much right when I got back from work, and I really wanted to read for a little bit before I ate because I wasn't hungry, and this is obviously like after I've eaten and kind of gotten my shit done. But I was really into the book by this point, kind of like that moment at page like 125 or whatever it was really sucked me into the book, and I liked it up until that point, but this was the point where I was like full on into it, and it was pretty clear to me that I probably wasn't gonna stop no matter how tired I got. But once again, listening to things while I read, I think I was listening to a podcast while I was reading. Again, it sounds crazy that I do that, because how can I split my attention that way? But that's just how I read. I think it's the ADHD that lets me, in some ways, kind of focus on the two things at once. I seriously cannot get over how much I effing love spinning silver. I am now 2/3 of the way through it. And even though it's like 10:45 and I should go to sleep, I can't stop reading. I really just can't, and I might just keep reading till I finish. Okay, as you can probably tell, I'm at work the next day, because I finished spinning silver last night. I just went to bed later than I usually do. I had to finish it. It was so good, so engrossing, but yeah, I didn't film it last night because it was kind of late. I didn't want to wake my flatmate up, but guys, so good. So freaking good. Thanks for watching me ramble today. If you'd like to see more from me, go ahead and click that button with my face on it. It'll take you to my channel where I ramble about a whole lot of different things. Got some thoughts of your own? Go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And make sure that if you want to see more ramblings from me, you click that little subscribe button. That's it for me today, you guys, so until next time, cheers.